Keep relax your body and be comfortable with your posture, and let your whole body weight go down, and focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we start our meditation session, I'm going to give some introduction, some guidelines for you to use while you practice. So, in the beginning, you have to remember we go with the two mental cultures, two mental practice. One is called samatha, and another one vipassana. So, in the samatha mental culture, it helps our mind to keep calm and relax and bring our mind to one pointness. And once the mind come to one pointness, and once the mind settle down itself, once the mind become more relaxed and comfortable, so using that comfort, and you develop the awareness and observe the very nature of the sensation. And that is vipassana. So when it comes to vipassana, there are 4 foundations. So in that 4 foundations, one is called Kayanupassana, contemplating body. Other one Vedananupassana, contemplating the sensation. Another one Chittanupassana, contemplating the mind. Another one Dhammanupassana, contemplating the very nature of the body and the Dhamma. So mainly we're going to just focus to only one place and stay there. And when you observe the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, so you able to experience this all 4 foundations. So that is the important thing with the observing the sensation. So today we're going to get our mental object as our mental object, our inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, we use the same technique to calm down our mind, develop the tranquility state, and we use the same mental object to develop the vipassana. So in the beginning, we focus our mind in front of our nose and our upper lip area. So when you observe, so remember, don't try to inhale or exhale. Don't try to interfere with the respiratory system. So just allow it to happen itself. And when the natural inhalation, exhalation happens, just observe and recognize through your sensation, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. That foundation is important. So once you settle down with that, in the beginning, separately recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So from there, little bit more deeply observe and recognize the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. Sometimes this doesn't go in order, but somehow just stay with the inhalation, exhalation. If your mind go here and there, bring it back. So as example, you sit for meditation now, and maybe suddenly something pop up regarding yesterday. So then you should bring back and stay with the sensation. Maybe again something start to come to your mind regarding tomorrow. So then you bring it back to your mind and stay with the sensation. So like that, in the beginning, it will go here and there. It is okay. That is the very nature of it. That's what we're doing practice. So the practicing mean wherever mind you go, you bring it back again and again. And sometimes inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, exhalation the same. Each and every inhalation, exhalation become different. So then yourself observe, and in the very first level, whatever the experience, learn to accept without having and without putting a barrier in between the experience and your mind. So learn to accept. Don't make any comments. Don't interfere with the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation. So that is important. You have to be aware regarding that. Why? Because deeply we have a mental habit always to maintain and always go with the inhalation, exhalation, or always adjust ourselves. So when you deeply observe that, and you can come out of that situation and stay away from it. So when the mind little by little settle down, once the mind come to tranquility state, your body, your breathing, your mind start to work as one. So in that level, in that environment, slowly just focus to the sensation. And it doesn't matter inhalation or exhalation or long or short. Don't go to that details. Stay with the sensation. So once you get into the sensation, and you will see that always that sensation, according to inhalation, exhalation, that sensation change. So recognize that change and follow that change. And not only that, according to that change, the feelings change. So recognize it. Just know it. When the inhalation happens, you know that how you feel, it change. And your entire body change according to inhalation, exhalation. And so, and from there, the feelings change and the sensations change and the formations. Formations means kind of like the recognition as inhalation, exhalation, long, short, heavy, soft, like that. That is how it recognizing the as something. So, and when the inhalation happens, through this all the experience, the sensation arise and the formations arise. And when the exhalation happens, through this all the experience, through the feeling, sensation, and the formations. So it happens. So again and again, this everything change. And not only that, entire consciousness, the recognition itself completely change moment by moment. So in the beginning, just get into the sensation and stay with the sensation and observe it. And that is the important part. And you no need to go deeper detail. Why? Because it is so subtle. This all everything happening at once. You cannot separate in as ordinary mind. You cannot separate this all the five aggregates. But deeply, when you go little by little, you start to recognize it. And but just as details what I'm telling you, because then you know whatever the experience happening to you, you're not going to have any doubt regarding it, or you're not going to stop there. So that's why. But in the beginning, you no need to worry about anything, just stay with the sensation. That's enough for you. And once you go with this again and again, when the mind harboring, anchoring to the inhalation, exhalation, stay with that, lining to inhalation, exhalation. So if you're going somewhere else, you bring it back like a freeway. When you're driving freeways, there first lane, second lane, third lane, fourth lane, like that. There are lines. So, and sometimes, nowadays, these automobiles, they have the auto detect the lines. So if you go out of the line, and then it indicate, so like that, your awareness, you should know when you are go out of the sensation, bring it back. Don't go with it. So it doesn't matter whatever. Just bring it back and stay with it. And then when you do again and again, what is happening? The mind become more relaxed, calm, and settle down. So that calmness, that relax, that the freedom, the itself, you invest again and again to observe the change and stay with the change. Don't go anywhere else. Because when you observe the change again and again, you see arising and disappearance, arising and disappearance. And from there, when you observe deeply this change, naturally, the desire disappears. We have an enormous desire, so much heat, power, the energy inside to maintain this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind with the desires. It always look for something. So it always go outward, looking for sensation. So this disappear, this becoming nature slow down. And as a result of that, what is happening deeply, the first hindrance disappear, and then it will help to release the second hindrance. That's mean vyapada, the anger, resistance, that always kind of like pushing things away. So this kind of nature, always kind of like founding the boundaries, making lines, finding position. So like that nature, and slowly will disappear. And then from there, that you feel now more relaxed and comfort. And as a result of that, this natural, this vitality arise in you, and it become more comfortable for you, and the deeply joy and the pleasure arise, and that you invest to for your mental practice. And then that is where you go, that release all the laziness, tiredness, sleepiness, lethargic mind, and the heavy body. So this kind of nature will disappear. So, and then as a result of that, what is happening? The mind always stay in the present moment and not going to compare to regarding past or the future. Then you not worry about the past or the future. You gain to center to the present moment. And as a result of this all, you recognizing this path, how it works, and how comfortable it, and how it is step by step go. And that is where you recognize what is the Buddha mentioned, and what is the meaning of the impermanent, and what is the meaning of this change, what is the meaning of selflessness. So you recognizing that, that is where your faith arise regarding the Buddha, no doubt. And in the Dhamma, the clarity going to come, and that clarity bring the confidence, because without clarity, there is no confidence going to happen. When the clarity become stronger, naturally, the confidence, conviction, the faith start to become stronger. So that is what happening. And not only that, then you recognizing what is this monk's teaching, what is the community of Sangha trying to give to world. So that way you have the faith regarding the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And then your devotion become more stronger towards that, and you stay in that. So this is what this path is, the entire process, this recognition, self-realization inside you is the right view when it comes to that. So there are some other steps in the right view, but in the Vipassana level, this is the right view. You come to the point, recognize to how these 5 aggregates change, and according to that, how these 5 hindrances disappear. So once you stay in this right view. And after that, that all other everything going to become very clear in your path. So with that today, when you practice, remember, if it is possible, okay, so because this is a kind of little bit, sometimes you have to have some experience with the practice to to practice like this way when it comes to vipassana. But I just gives as guidelines, so yourself, if it is possible for you, okay, you can try. But otherwise, just keep in mind one day, wherever when you go and if you practice meditation yourself, you can use this for. So one is, when you practice meditation, try to be like a mountain. Keep the body like a mountain, unshakable. And then the awareness like the sun, fully away to its maximum. So your awareness like the sun. And the moment that you go through, and be like the water. It's the kind of like a crystal clear and purity always. So yourself always keep the purity inside you and the newness always inside you, like the water. And the be formless like the wind. So yourself, don't hold it to the method or type or any kind of pattern or any kind of mental views or any kind of certain practice. Don't get into like that when you are in the vipassana level. Remember, be like the mountain, steady, comfortable, solid posture, and be awake like the sun, and you will fully maximum awareness and clarity. And be like the water, freshness, always new. You don't bring any past experience or any kind of judgment or any opinions to in the middle of your practice. And the formless, and moment by moment, formless, be formless, and not kind of like a carrying a type or method or system. Don't develop a systematic habitual pattern when it comes to vipassana. So if it is possible, it is something to try when you practice yourself. So with that, we're going to do a little bit practice now. And always remember, when you sit and determine yourself, this is the moment you're going to get your best shot. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself. Say Sopatveva, oh may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. Detach your mind from any kind of future thoughts or past experience, and stay with the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So deeply inhale, exhale 3 times and find the sensation, please. So let everything to settle down itself. And bring your attention to the sensation and follow the inhalation, exhalation. Knowingly, this is inhalation, this is exhalation. So in the beginning, if you can't find the sensation, adjust your posture a little bit, moving your body back and forth, moving your head a little bit up and down. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Be very clear with the sensation. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just accept it, but recognize very clearly. Don't interfere with its own nature. Focus to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, and drop all other details. Just get into the change of the sensation and follow that sensation. Bring attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, this village, this city, this state, this country, this world, and this universe. And as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart, forward, to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side, downward and upward, to all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to this subject of meditation, and there is another word called mindfulness and awareness. So when we look at the history of this mindfulness and awareness, mainly this mindfulness came to world when people work with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind to make whatever their activities to get into the result or make it more successful. They use the attention. And so that is what in the Western world they mention as mindfulness. So whatever your day-to-day activities, so whatever you do with your bodily, verbally or mentally action to make it more clear and with doing it without making any mistake. Or if your life based with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if you have any desire to become, to go towards it without having any disturb or without making any failure. So that is what mainly they use this mindfulness. And awareness also the same. But in the Buddhist tradition, that word come with this bhavana, it has a different meaning. So the bhavana means bhaveti kusaladhamme aseveti vaddeti bhavana. So it has a deeper meaning than just finding the awareness. So the bhavana mentioned, it's kind of like not the meditation. Literally it explained as a mental culture. So self-awareness and self-realization, two different ways. So then mostly people today come to meditation and do meditation looking for self-awareness. So the self-awareness means with your bodily, verbally and mentally action, you just want to do it and you want to make it more successful. And you want to do it more accurately, clearly. But when it comes to self-realization, it's completely different. It is based with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, experience, and observing what is happening inside you within this, all the 5 organs and the 6 with your mind. So then you become, rather than you going with this outside world with the action, reaction and result, you mainly observe and recognizing what is happening inside you. So that recognition will help you to understand that who you are and how this becoming happening. What is the nature of life and what is the samsara. So then it like this, that as you know, we call this mind monkey mind. So the monkey mind, the very nature of the monkey, it jump branch to branch, tree to tree. It is so energetic animal and it always jump. It is jump branch to branch, tree to tree. So our mind also always jump moment to moment. With eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, desire to desire, desire to desire. So the self-awareness is kind of like when you jump, you become more clear and you become more sharp with your action and jump. It doesn't mean you change the action. You still keep jumping, but you become more advanced with the jumping. So, and as example, with these machines and technology, you need to have the more awareness, because otherwise you make mistakes. Because as just and nowadays with this algorithm, and when we deal with this all, even just if you try to call, make a call to the bank and maybe call center, the machine answer, and then say, if you want to go to this and press number 1, number 2, number 3. If you don't listen very carefully, then what will happen? You have to go back to the main menu. So that also you need the kind of awareness. So that awareness is not the awareness that here in the meditation we trying to explain. It is totally different, because the monkey just keep jumping branch to branch. It doesn't change the behavior. But in the vipassana level of this meditation is what it does. It doesn't jump. It don't allow your monkey mind to jump branch to branch, go to tree. It allows you to stay in the same tree and go higher to the top of the tree, and then understand the very nature of the tree. So that is the very different in the, so the mindfulness or the awareness, it's kind of like a jump tree to tree, branch to branch, always going moment by moment, but you do it very clearly and very sharply without making any mistake. So then in that jump you become successful. That success, this is the point, that success, what it does, it accelerate inside you, it empower inside you jumping. So then you have to be very careful, because in with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the emotions, when you become aware, when you become mindful, and when you become success with the desire to become, it accelerates the sansaric journey, and rather than slow down. So then when it comes to self-realization, it's completely go in a different way. It go in a different mode. So what the self-realization does, it slowly observe and recognize what this is. So that clarity allow you to recognize what is happening inside you. Because if you don't understand that, you always going to struggle with this outside world. And that is what itself called suffering. So suffering is not this outside world. So the suffering come as a result of misunderstanding of the nature. What nature? The mainly regarding our own nature. So maybe you accelerate the journey, and through mindfulness, and at the same time, remember, when the sansaric journey becomes stronger, the suffering and the danger going to be the same way, it going to accelerate. But in the vipassana level, you're not going to go that way. You deeply observe and recognizing in another way. When it comes to this, when we look at the very nature of this Western world of, so in the Western world of this behavior with the mind, and still, and even though that we are more advanced and we have more resources regarding still, so our consciousness and our feeling, so that is the most deeper, the connection that we have. So as example, when it comes to 5 aggregates, so the form arise, so the form is the body, so as a result of the sensation, so the sensation is with your, it can happen with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So as a result of that, feeling arise. So when the feelings come, so the outside contact, your organ, and then these two things come together, and then the middle, then the consciousness arise. So with eye, the pictures or the colors come, and the eye here, then the eye consciousness arise. Ear, sound come, it with the ear, and contact with the ear consciousness arise. Nose, aromas come and touch the nose, and then the nose consciousness arise. Taste, touch the tongue, and then tongue consciousness arise. Sensation, touch the body, and then the body consciousness arise. So the mind the same, thoughts and the mind consciousness arise. So these three things you cannot separate. Even though we say one by one, you cannot say these all three things come together. But as a result of this all three, what is happening? Sensation arise. So your sensation has a deeper secret connection with your consciousness. So in the dependent origination, avidya paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya nama rupa, nama rupa paccaya salayatana, salayatana paccaya passo, passa paccaya vedana, vedana paccaya upadana. So salayatana means this all the 6 senses. And as a result of that, the feelings arise. So when the feelings arise, the clinging arise. When there is no feelings, no clinging. So in the Western, they were so smart to get this. So that's why what they does, from the ancient time, even in this Western science, what they does mainly, they always separate the feelings and the consciousness. That's what when you look at this, all the science that they use with the body in this all in the hospitals and everywhere, even treat for people, and even in the when it come to the mind and body, what they does, they separate the feelings from the consciousness. So when you separate the feelings from the consciousness, for the moment it is okay. You don't feel anything. Then you think it is okay. And then it's a kind of like a behavior for us. So that's why if we don't like something, we stay away from it. We go away from it. We resist the situation. So in the Western world, where we are today, and what they does, they always try to separate the consciousness from the feelings. Why? Because they didn't see the mechanism of the feelings and the consciousness. Because the consciousness depend on the feelings and the feelings depend on the consciousness. But for the moment, they separate it. And what the Buddha said, Buddha is the one who deeply saw the deeper, the roots regarding the feelings. And so how this consciousness and feelings interconnected. There were no any other. The teacher explained this. That's why the beauty of the dependent origination and all these 5 hindrance. So that is the beauty, because it went to the depth, to the bottom, and so where the deeper connection. So then why still in the what is the, because that we have to see why we are still in the samsara. That is the final point. Why you are here still like this, and why you are, even you are still here like this, why you are become like this, why you cannot change, why you cannot get what you want, or why you are so struggle with the life, and why you cannot achieve to better than this. The very reason is this. For the moment you separate from the pain, and that allow you to settle down and stay with who you are. When you settle down with that, what is happening, you will, if you observe deeply, you will see your greed hatred and the delusion always divide things when it comes to with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Look, whatever that you have deeply, you divide it related according to the your greed, hatred, and the delusion. And according to the greed, hatred, and the delusion, as a result of that, you are in the timeline and the space. So you use the space and timeline to divide things around you. That is what in day-to-day life we call living. We always dividing, separating things related with the according to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. It's a strong energy that inside, it always happening. But it is sometimes when it comes to vipassana, you able to recognize this. And then rather than separating the pain, the feelings, what you does in the vipassana, you go into the middle of it and understanding the very nature of it. And once you understand the very nature of it, and anymore there's nothing to stay away from. Why? Because you see the very nature of the sensation or the feelings, it itself change. To see that, you have to have very sharp and clear mind, but just to know at least yourself. So how it is, because once you know how the feelings change, anymore it's not a feeling for you, then your consciousness, your awareness not even think to separate, because there is nothing to separate. Because you see in the depth, there is no something called that the pain solidly exists. And that is where, when you reach to the depth of this observation or the understanding and the clarity, that is where you're going to end. Rather than dividing, rather than separating, according to greed, hatred, and the delusion. Why? Because that is where the feelings you divide. And according to that, and the good feeling, bad feeling, neutral feeling, that is where you divide that. That divisions guided by the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So rather than dividing it, rather than separating it, you go to the depth and observe and recognize what is the nature of what is this feeling. And then you recognize it's always changing. Then there's nothing called something feeling. This all final, this all mind. This all thoughts. Your entire body, also the thoughts. Our mind, our life itself, everything the thoughts. There's nothing else. Your samsara means it's a thought. Even the heaven, even all these gods and the powers and that creations, everything, thoughts. There's nothing beyond thoughts. So that is what finally you understand. And not only that, it is just not only the thought you are recognizing that thought also moment by moment change. When you are able to recognize that, and there is no somebody to experience this, but it takes time, little by little. How you can go this way? So in the beginning, in day-to-day life, try to empty your mind from the pictures. So as example, I give you an exercise. So just try it yourself. Okay. So it's like this. So you see this pen, and then you close your eyes and open, and then it's still you see the pen. So you do this few times, and then now you you drop this pen, and without this pen, now when you close your eyes, you're going to see the pen inside, and drop that pen and see what is you experience. So you see you take the pen, this outside, and you see it, and you close your eyes few times, open it, look at it, and close your eyes, and then You drop this pen. So it is real. No, it is not an illusion. So you drop this pen. And now you close your eyes. And now you see that pen and try to drop that pen. If you drop that pen, your mind going to become free from the form that we develop. So that freedom is something. If you get the 1 second of that freedom from the form, that consciousness going to become completely free. And if you able to increase the time, moment, little by little, you drop all the thoughts or the pictures that you carry, forms. Because when the forms you drop, the name going to drop. You drop the forms, all the forms, whatever come to your mind, you drop it. You don't hold it. And if you able to keep that 1 second and try to increase that 1 second to 5 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, just try and see, completely drop all the formations. And then you see there is a sharp clarity going to be. Still the experience are going to be there. And then that clarity will show you, rather than trying to dividing, and dropping this all without any divisions, releasing this without any divisions, bring us the freedom inside. And it will lead us to self-realization. So it takes time. Okay, so then little by little, you no need to be hurried. This is a journey. Only thing is just enjoy the journey. So yourself, every day, try to do your best. And then by the time, like the sunrise, it slowly, day by day, it will develop your awareness. And at the same time, we must know, because these divisions that related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion, through the pain and using the time and the space, we control and we govern around this our self-centered life, our self-kingdom. Related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion, using the time and the space, we divide and we govern and we build the walls and we use the army and we hold the barriers, and everything we do related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion, using the time and space. And that is what called feeling. Only 3: good feeling, bad feelings, neutral feelings. But remember, rather than separating it, go into it and observe, and then you will see it is completely different. So with that, long time ago, there was a king called Vedeha. So in India, it called Bharata. The eastern countries was a one kingdom called. So there was another kingdom called Mithila. In that kingdom, there was a king called Vedeha. So this Vedeha king, he had 4 advisors. And Senaka, Pukusa, Kavinda, and Devinda. So those was the favorite for the king. And they used to give mostly advice to the king. And so somehow what happened, by the time there was a little boy came and joined with them. That his name called Mahaushadha. And he was so wise. But what happened is, still these 4 advisors don't like this younger boy, because they thought he don't have any experience, and that we are very old and we are so wise, and this young boy, what he can do? And see, they always try to put him in trouble. So then one day, there was a message came to king that in that kingdom there was a lake. In that lake, that they can see a very beautiful shiny gem. So then the king told to this four advisors and to go and get it. So in the beginning, the Senaka, the senior one, he went and he started to try to, and he saw the gem, and he jumped into the water and tried to get it, and it disappeared. He couldn't get it. And then his favorite one was the Pukusa. And then he came and told Pukusa, I cannot take it and I don't know, just you go and try it. And even they don't want to show it to the king, they couldn't get it. And they fail. They always try to cover up each other using the help. So then the second one went and he also tried to get it. He couldn't find it. And then Kavinda went. And then the Devinda, the fourth one, he also went and tried to find. He couldn't get it. Then finally what happened? These four of them gathered. Now four knowledges together. And they try to get this. And this gem they can see, but when they try to jump and get it, it disappears. Finally they give up and they accept they fail. And they came to king and told, we cannot get it. And then this Mahosada, he was the youngest one. And the king called him and told, can you go and try this? So then the Mahosada went and looked around. And then he saw there was a palm tree. And then he saw what is happening there. What he did, he got the water bucket. And then he put next to that lake, and wherever that he see the gem, and he just go around taking the water bucket and he start to look the reflection. And then he saw the water bucket also reflect the showing the gem. And he understood it coming from the palm tree. And then he went to the king and told, it is not in the water, it is on the palm tree, and go and get it. So that's how he found the gem. And the moral is here. So remember, when you become wise, and in any kind of subject, always, there are always going to become hindrance, barriers, and the people going to put barriers on your journey. It's not easy. So then yourself, in conventional life, always you have to remember that without having the greed, hatred, and the delusion, always sharpen your awareness and your skill. That is one thing. Another thing is when it comes to meditation, that our life also with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we always go with this outside reflection. And we try to catch the reflection. It's kind of like a go with the mirage and thinking we can drink the water and we can get the water. But if you look very carefully from where this all comes, you see it coming from within ourselves, from deeper mental formations, reflect this outside world. So once you see it, rather than going and chasing this outside world, you start to go towards that inside you, and you will find the roots from where this all the reflection come. So then remember that don't develop the monkey mind jumping branch and take the tree and go to that tree to the highest and recognize the very nature of that, and then be careful with the reflection and whatever come to your mind. And first thing, rather than looking outside, start to look inward and recognize the roots. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.